Hello, viewers, and welcome back to another Friday of My Hero Academia read-through. And last time we took a look at chapter 249, and a lot of things have been going on since. So we finally get to see like a face reveal of the younger Toya that we've been hearing so much about, and who is probably mostly Dobby at this point. So, and hopefully 250 will carry on and see what the hell went down with Toya and why is he dead. Or maybe they provide more context on what happened. So, before we get started, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It only takes two simple clicks. Click, click. Enjoy the episode. I know, we're just jumping right in, and today is chapter 250, halfway to 500. So yeah, it's been a long goddamn time. And we have My Hero Academia, chapter number 250, which is now entitled Ending. And that is a very foreboding way of saying it. So, first off, in the first page of the first panel, we see the outside of the Todoroki household, and we see it's not usually the narrator usually reads in the square boxes. So we got a lot of inner monologue about someone speaking. And and this guy starts saying, "Let's see. When I first saw him, all I could do, all I could think was a blazing crimson fire. In my eyes, he always shone so brightly." And we have the introduction person usually saying, "The one speaking about Endeavour is," and we get the chapter number, and we jump to the second panel and we see it's some guy, and he starts continuing. "Endeavour, do you remember that fateful day where you made even the lively clouds of autumn seem dismal in comparison? That was the day when I first laid my eyes on you, as you captured a thief called Takemi. Tak- Takemi. Takemi. And we cut over to where this guy is, and he's not far from the Todoroki household. But he continues, "Ever since that day, you've become my hope. 7 years ago, I lacked commitment, and was captured alive by you." Okay, we jump to the second page. It's only 13 pages long, so it's going to be short. And we continue with this guy's inner monologue while we see only one of his eyes, while during this next panel on the page 2. "The one and only thing all humans can choose freely is how they close the curtains on their life. When I was released, what do you think was the first thing I did? Before even getting food, I came by your place to snoop around." So, is this guy like a stalker? And we see the second eldest son just coming out of the building, out of the Todoroki household. While on the last panel, our mysterious new character seems to be injecting something? A drug? Oh, yeah, and I think I know what he's injected himself into with that quirk enhancing booster, right? If I recall. So he takes the injection in the neck, and he's just very excited about it. But besides that, we're gonna cut into inside the Todoroki household on page 3, and we see Midoriya, Bakugo, and Todoroki, and um, and the daughter Todoroki. I can't remember right now. And we have Midoriya just saying, "Your brother." And we have the sister continuing, and she says, Ah, so you haven't talked about him. And Todoroki continues, there was never any need to. And so she continues saying, Natsu had always gone along with Toya. So they're just getting to around who this Toya person is, and Natsu was the guy who was leaving the house. And she continues, they used to play together a lot. It happened right around the time when Mother was admitted to the hospital. Oh, so this happened right after the hot scolding incident. And she continues, as a result, her condition got even worse, and she stopped seeing Shoto too. So we got a little flashback to Todoroki's mom still at the hospital, and we still get the daughter's dialogue, and she continues, but now she's gotten over it. She started seeing Shoto again, and ever since, our family has been moving forwards. Natsu is the only one who can't seem to let bygones be bygones, so he's just stuck in his ways. And she continues even more. To this day, he believes that it was father who killed him. Well, we'll just have to wait and see. Oh, it was for Humi. Sorry, my bad. So we cut away to Bakugo, and he continues, well, I guess that explains his attitude. So we cut back to what happened in the last. We get a bit of a continuation flashback from chapter 249 when Bakugo saw Natsu leaving, seemingly. And Natsu continues, for Humi, I'm going to head out first. Thanks for the food. And on the next page, we cut back to where we are, and Endeavour finally finished from his going to the little temple of Toya, Toya's temple, and after his praying, Endeavour continues, and he says, "All right, it's about time I send y'all back to school." So next panel, they leave. Everybody leaves out of the Todoroki household. And then next panel we see Fahumi with Todoroki, Bakugo, and Midoriya. And Midoriya starts, thank you so much for the meal. And Bakugo continues, hey, give me that Mapo tofu recipe. And Todoroki continues, I'll have her text it to me. And Fahumi continues, sorry things ended up like this. Let's talk about school next time. And then next panel we have Endeavour continues, and he says, Fahumi. And next panel he says, thank you. And Fahumi is kind of happy about that. And probably we get a small panel with Midoriya, and that's probably who's speaking is Endeavour, and says, Midoriya. Oh, it's Fahumi. Never mind. And Fahumi continues, thank you for being Shoto's friend. And Midoriya continues, oh, the pleasure's all mine. And we get random panels of Bakugo and Todoroki. Then next scene we cut to them driving all the way back to school with Endeavour and the big three in the car. And Endeavour continues, and he says, "I'm going to need you a lot to. I need you lot to strengthen up. From now on, in addition to weekends, I'm going to have you work at least 2 weekdays per week, if your schedule allows." And next page, on page 7, we cut to the back seat with Midoriya, Todoroki, and Bakugo sticking out his head out of the car, weirdly enough. And Todoroki continues, oh, Uraka and Kirishima also had something similar, did they? And Midoriya continues, we still have to study for finals too. Todoroki, help me with my English later, okay? And we cut to Bakago just shouting out of the car, "The hell, the hell is up with this small ass car? Aren't you the number one hero?" And there's a little bit of flavor text before the next panel, and it says, "Good little boys and girls should keep their heads inside the car." And we see probably the driver. I think I thought Endeavour had no staff at the household, but think he I think he's working for Endeavour. I have no idea. And he's just saying, "Don't complain about your chauffeur." And the chauffeur guy's just saying, "You damn high school brats! Endeavor, Endeavor, since when did you start letting dropouts ride with you?" And Midori continues, "This is in his head. This is one aggressive driver." And we cut back to Endeavor in the front, and he says, "Ever since they put me on top." And the chauffeur is just like, "Yeah." And he just continues on his rambling. "Some people really let power get to their heads." Kya? The hell is a Kya? And I think the chauffeur sees what's up ahead, and there's somebody at the up ahead. We cut to page 8, and we see there is something coming, and it's a person with some bandages around a person. And then this new guy shows up, and he says, "You got a nice house, don't ya?" And Endeavor's kind of shocked about this. And we cut to the next page. Oh, it's. Hold on. Natsu, yeah. The new guy's got Natsu in his bandages. And the new guy continues, "Endeavor. All you need for this guy is just bottles, and he can just start clanking them, and from the movie The Warriors, and he just say, 'Endeavor, come out to play.'" And that's probably what he's doing. And we get to the next panel, and someone says, "Back in the car, drop out." And we see in the next panel, we see Todoroki and Midoriya and the chauffeur, and Midoriya says, "No, I think it's supposed to be Todoroki saying Natsu." And the chauffeur says, "Get your head." And we see the car opening up in the last panel. And then we jump to page 10, and we see who gets out of the car. Endeavor, already in his hero costume, and he looks freaking pissed. So I guess how he quickly got changed, like he had the suit on, he had the costume on first and then the suit. And so yeah, that's going to be friggin' expensive to pay for all of Endeavor's suits all the time. And then in the next panel, we see the bandages wrapping up the car and wrapping them up super quick. So yeah, it is the quirk enhancing booster. And Endeavor continues and just says, "Release him. Let my boy go." Basically what he's saying. So page 11, we see the new guy. He continues and he says, "Do you remember me, Endeavor?" And then we cut to the next panel with Endeavor hitting onto the ground, and he's thinking about it. And then he remembers saying, 7 years ago. And then we get a more angry, ticked off Endeavor, and he continues, "I appreciate you for assault. I apprehended you for assault. You had given yourself a villain name. What your name was." And our new guy's new villain just says, "Yeah, that's right. Amazing. I can't believe you remembered me. I'm so happy. That's right, it's me." And on page 12, we finally get to hear what the villain's name is, and he names himself in by with him saying his name, and he says ending. And we have on the next panel we see Endeavour going to charge towards ending, and that's hence the title of the name. Though, so yeah. And ending continues, and he says, "I'm sorry, Endeavour, but I hope you understand." And then next panel we see ending still continuing his dialogue while wrapping Natsu in his bandages and try to turn him into a mummy, which now I'm thinking about it, I do like the Brendan Fraser Mummy movie, but I'm just a little curious. I know this is going to be stupid, but if Endeavour like super flash fried the Mummy in that movie, I mean, I know he's like invincible in like he cannot be killed with conventional weapons. What would happen if you set the guy on fire and in his mummy state, and would he just turn into dust? And then would he just put himself back together after being burnt alive? I know I'm being off tangent, but I'm just saying. Just, I don't know. You could just skip that. Um, and we see he's still continuing wrapping Natsu as a mummy while ending continues. As I fell down over and over again, you always had everything I could never get. I admire you. And we see on the last panel of page 12, ending continues, and he says, I don't have anything left to protect. And then on page 13, the last page of the chapter, ending continues, and he says, I'm going to kill this man. And while a giant bandage of an arrow is pointing to Natsu, okay. And we see Endeavour kind of shocked about this. While on the next panel, Endeavour shocked by this, while ending continues. So, I'm begging you, Endeavour, don't mess it up this time. And the last and final panel of the chapter, he only says 3 little words. Ending just says, please kill me. One-way road to pure insanity. My Hero Academia chapter number 250 end. So yeah, I guess we're gonna find out more about ending and Endeavor's encounter 7 years ago. And clearly ending just wants to be killed by Endeavor, so and I also do recall that that drug does make you go a little cuckoo crazy when you take it, so basically he's just drugged out of his mind and doesn't know what he's doing. Or maybe he does know, but he's just pure crazy at this point. So at this point, he's just freaking high at this point.
I'm so fucking high right now!
And some people actually came to correct me on Nostradamus, saying that it's possible that Nostradamus may have taken the same quirk-enhancing drug. Maybe, as far as I know, a few people may say that, but I'm not sure. So yeah, this chapter is freaky, but I think we're finally getting to some excitement after like a couple of chapters of talking, just setting some stuff up, and ending popping up out of nowhere without a bit of a setup without him. So I guess we may in the next chapter go way back and see how this happened 7 years ago. So I'm not really sure. Is 7 years ago was the mother committed? 7 years ago, because that would kind of make sense if this was part of the whole Toya story. Is like ending was part of that. By the way, of how Endeavour reacted to ending, saying, "I'm going to kill your son." Maybe Toya died, maybe to a villain, maybe? I'm not 100% sure, but I'm just saying what is on my mind, so yeah. I will have to think about it, so I'll see you on the next chapter. I know this is a short episode today, and no jokes really that much. And, so until then, chapter 251. So until then, I'll see you next time, and this has been Josh24214 saying, I hope you had a good day. Bye for now.